Hey guys, it is MissSimReno. If you are returning to the channel, welcome back. And if you're brand new, I am very excited that you decided to join me here today for another speed build. And today we are building a one-story ranch. I know, it's a bit different for me. I'm a two-story kind of gal, but we went for a one-story ranch. I'll explain why. We are building in Chestnut Ridge, which is a beautiful world. I have been on a Chestnut Ridge kick lately. It may or may not be because a certain LP is returning. No confirmation. I cannot yet confirm nor deny, but I've been spending a lot of time here. And we actually started this build on stream, but let me give you the backstory. Well, number one, I do stream occasionally on YouTube, so definitely check out the community tab or follow me on Twitter if you want to know when I'm streaming. We build in The Sims, we're in Create a Sim, we'll play some other games every now and then. Sometimes we just kind of like talk a lot. I have a lot to say about a lot of things because I just can't shut up. So it's a great way for me to actually like have a dialogue with a ton of people and get different perspectives on things and all that fun stuff. Anyway, so we were on stream and my dear friend Rachel Ped was like, you should build something haunted, like a haunted farmhouse. I got very excited about the idea. We dipped into Chestnut Ridge and I found a very quick reference image on Pinterest of like this really cute ranch. And I was going to make it all decrepit and awful and you know, all set for Halloween, but it was actually all white, the exterior, and it had red shutters, but I had never used the red siding that we got with Horse Ranch. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to make it red. And then I saw how it looked with the backdrop of fall in the world of Chestnut Ridge, and I completely changed directions. I was like, nope, this is just going to be an autumnal build. It's going to be really cozy. We're going to have a lot of dark wood tones, a lot of reds and golds and copper tones and things like that. And I can't lie to you, I think this is probably one of my favorite builds as of late. Like, I really like this build. I really, really enjoy it. I think it looks very realistic and it just really fits into the world. I don't know, I don't make a lot of single story builds. That's kind of what I was alluding to earlier. I build a lot of two-story builds, and I think it's because one-story builds are very challenging for me. I feel like the proportions are very difficult to replicate from like a reference image into The Sims. And with one-story homes, I feel like it's even more difficult to achieve a balance and proportion to the shape. So I don't know, I really struggle with them. I can't articulate past that. I don't really know why else I struggle with them, but this one came out really nice. It's very symmetrical, which I don't necessarily mind. And I kind of divided it into wings, if you will. So like the left side there is the kitchen and the living room and the dining room. And then the right side, as you can see, I'd already tested out the floor plan, forgot to get rid of it. But anyway, I show it all to you on camera after we do some of the landscaping. But on the right side are the 2 bedrooms, and I think there's 2.5 bathrooms as well. And the dormer is accessible. I do add a ladder just to keep the floor plan doable. I think adding a staircase was really difficult. It took up way too much space. So I do add a ladder to make it a true attic space as well, to kind of replicate that. But it's a pretty big house. It didn't really seem like it was going to be, and I wasn't sure. I always struggle with, I think as well, single story builds with floor planning, because once you figure out where to put a staircase in a 2-story build, the floor plan can come together pretty easily. But I almost work around the staircase and the entryway, and you're not trying to squeeze every single room on the first floor. I think here, you have to consider things like hallways, where you're gonna put archways and doorways, where you're gonna have access to X, Y, and Z. It just, for me, it's a different form of mental gymnastics, if you will. I don't know if that makes sense, if that applies, but it's difficult. It's difficult for me to figure out floor plans for one-story builds as well. So this was a challenge, but a welcomed challenge, and it's so funny. I don't know if I've already said this, if I'm already being repetitive, like I've tried to do this voiceover about 10 times today and failed every single time. So I'm just going with it this time. People on stream, as I was ending stream, like, yeah, you know, maybe I'll stream next week, etc., blah, blah, blah. And people were already saying, we're not gonna see this build again, are we? Because I know this about myself. I am notorious. I don't have a streaming schedule. That's number one. So it makes it difficult to kind of plan out what I'm going to be doing on stream, because I don't have a schedule. I'm not consistent with it. I'll just be completely transparent. I stream when I want to, and right now I'm enjoying it, so I'm trying to stream once a week. I digress. So I'm not consistent with streaming, and what happens when I build, like if I start getting excited about a build, I start something I really, really enjoy, I want to finish it in the next couple of days. If I can, like, carve out the time to do that, I will do it. It's very challenging for me to have to wait an entire week until the next time I stream to work on a build. It's really, really hard for me. I don't know why that is. So when I've started builds on stream in the past, coupled with not having a schedule, not being consistent, there have been a handful of builds that I've simply abandoned. But this one, I didn't abandon it. So joke's on all of you. You absolutely, as you can see, will see it again. It's here. But we didn't work on it entirely on stream. And I think the thing too, I've mentioned this before, maybe not this explicitly, but I actually really struggle with building on stream. I can't split my attention between making certain design decisions for my builds and entertaining chat and being attentive in chat and actually, engaging with everybody. It's really difficult. I was even saying when we started this build on stream that some of the dormers and like the roof lines I was doing, I explicitly said I never would have made this decision if I wasn't on stream. And I don't think I would like it if I had tried this out on my own. I would have gotten rid of it. But since I'm on stream and you all are kind of giving me feedback as we're working through it, I kind of like it. So it was a very interesting experience to kind of feel that again. I don't normally like building on stream, but I'm trying to do it more. I am, because this was a very positive experience where I kind of discovered a shape that I never would have enjoyed if I wasn't doing it with other people. I don't know. There are pros and cons to the whole thing. Anyway, we figured out the floor plan because we had already figured it out because I mapped it out like 4 times before I started recording. And we added a ladder to that little attic space. And then the first room that we do work on is the dining room. And now I love the open archways to the kitchen and the living room. As you can see, I made kind of a custom archway into the kitchen because I wanted that to be a lot more open to the dining space, but we do have the horse ranch archway that leads right into the living room as well, which I thought was really pretty. Since I had quickly deviated from the haunted farmhouse idea, I knew that I wanted this to be just very, very autumnal. So that called for like dark wood tones, reds, oranges, coppers, maybe some gold accents here and there. And that is 100% what I did. I loved how this came out. I started with the dining room because I knew I wanted to use that round table and chairs from Horse Ranch. And I always forget about these items. You're probably going to see them now in a ton of builds from this point forward. But the radiators from For Rent, I always forget to add them in builds that might be a little bit older, a little bit more rustic or something. I'll add one and then I'll forget to put them in all the other rooms, which, to be fair, I didn't put a radiator in every single room in this build. So it's a prime example. I loved having it there in the dining room though, with just a painting above it. I think I added one in the hallway leading to the bedrooms, and there's actually a wood burning stove in the primary bedroom. So I figured that would probably be enough heat. I'm thinking way too realistically, but that was kind of my thought. But yeah, I always forget about those items. And you know what I also never add to builds is the thermostat from Seasons. I literally never add that to my builds. Why don't I do that? It's actually like really important if you have Seasons. I always add the smoke detector in the kitchens, but I never add a thermostat. Wow. The more I think about it, I think it exists, and maybe if I were to put a percentage on it with literally no data to back this up, my guesstimate would be like 3% of my builds. And it's probably super early builds that I remember to do it. Like I recall a period of time where I would put it right near a mirror or the coat rack in the front entryway. I would put a thermostat. I don't know why I'd put it in the entryway, because usually they're in hallways of homes. Why am I thinking about this so much? It's blowing my mind. I never put them in builds. Anyway, we're working on the kitchen. I love this kitchen. I was able to get the full dining set, but also I was able to make a little breakfast bar in the kitchen, which I don't always do, but I thought it would be very fitting for a build like this, which I haven't even mentioned is for 2 parents and their 2 kids. You could turn that attic, which is just going to be storage space, you could turn that into like a teen room, another kid room. You could turn it into whatever you'd like, but I was picturing a family of 4, and I love the idea. I don't always get in this mindset or this headspace when I'm building, but for this build I just did, and I'm not quite sure why, but I was thinking like, I want a little breakfast bar because I could imagine, when the kids get up first thing in the morning, they run over to the bar stools and they'll have like their breakfast cereal or something like that. It's a nice informal space for the family to still connect. Like maybe they could be talking to one of their parents as they're making breakfast or something. Maybe that's where they sit and kind of like do their homework when they get home and their parents are working on dinner. I just thought it was a nice little space, a nice little addition to a build like this, instead of everyone always having to sit at the more so formal dining table. And so I'm thinking about like parents having to like yell to their kids in the living room, which is, not exactly far away, but I was just thinking that it was another opportunity, another place for your Sims to actually be together while they're doing mundane daily tasks like cooking and things like that. I don't know why I was thinking about that, but I thought it was a nice thought. It was a nice idea. But as you can see, we're cluttering up the kitchen. Again, lots of just like golds and oranges. I love this tile from Base Game because it is kind of like a copper color. And you know what I did? I thought this was such a cute idea. I got really, really excited about it when I did it. It's not this. I don't care about that. That's fine. I've done that before, where you raise like the nectar storage thing, quote unquote, onto the counter. Doesn't matter. So we have these metal decorations. These right here. Look at the chickens. I was gonna put them there, and then I made them. I thought it was clever. Okay, I made it look like they were standing on the lip of the stove. I thought it was super cute. Like it was a very personal, custom detail. And it just made the kitchen feel that much more homey to me, personally. You wouldn't think that like metal casted just like chickens in the kitchen would make me so excited, but it did. Now here's the living room. It came together very quickly. There's no television in here. I'm just letting you know that now. I didn't add a television. Get rid of this piece of artwork that I have here. I place it so it looks like it's kind of resting and leaning on the mantle of the fireplace. Get rid of it if you want. Add a flat screen TV or something like that if you want a TV. I just didn't put one here. I don't always put televisions in my builds. Sometimes I just want to make the room very cohesive, and I felt like a flat screen TV here would just kind of look out of place. It's based on pure aesthetics, okay? If you want to add a TV, do it. But I thought it was really pretty just with this beautiful piece of artwork that we got with Horse Ranch. I don't even have a bookcase in here. I think I add one, a very small one, into the hallway from the Book Nook kit. I think. There are no kids' toys here either. It's kind of a very formal space, which the more I think about it, if I have a very formal living space like this, I often have a separate space that I would consider like the family room where there's like a TV or games and things, but I just loved how it looked. I really did. And you can add whatever activities. You could add like a toy box in the corner, do whatever you'd like, whatever like suits your needs. If you download this build and whatever family you have in mind, go for it. Now this is going to be, it's a 3/4 bath. So I kind of take it back. If we were to kind of, I don't know, it's a half bath when it's just a toilet and sink, but it's a 3/4 bath when you have a toilet, sink, and a shower. Then it's a full bath, you have a shower tub combo and a toilet and a sink. That math doesn't seem like it's mathing. Doesn't matter. So we have one bathroom with a shower, one with just the toilet and the sink, and then we have one with a shower tub combo. I wanted all the options. So just in case you didn't have a family with kids, let's say you had infants or toddlers, you would have the shower and tub available to you without having to make any other changes to the build. But I did have a few other options as well. And then we quickly decorate this entryway, which I loved. I loved that wardrobe and the hanging clothes from Horse Ranch. I loved adding these sconces because what do? They save lives, always. Got a space on a wall? Add a sconce. If you've run out of pieces of artwork, just add a sconce, it'll all be good. Or maybe a plant if you can. We're very limited with the wall plants that we have, I think, personally. Now, here's gonna be the full bathroom with the shower tub combo. I very, very quickly decorate those spaces. They're all pretty much identical. I didn't add any real unique factors to the bathrooms. I tend to just kind of whip through the bathrooms and not worry about them. And the primary bedroom is very simplistic. We've got a double bed, end tables. We do have this walk-in closet from Get Together because I thought that was just kind of a nice touch for a primary bedroom. And then we have a dresser and a mirror. We have the 2 hampers. I remembered to put functional hampers in all of the bedrooms. Yes, I did. Didn't put them in the bathrooms, but that's okay. It's a step forward. I remembered. And then I put, as I mentioned earlier, the little wood-burning stove in here, so they kind of have their own source of heat. I've said this before, I want a wood-burning stove in my house so badly. Like, I want it, even if it's just in the basement, because that thing is going to warm the whole house. The whole house. They are so powerful. I love wood burning and or pellet stoves. They are a fantastic source of heat. Oh, and then in the hallway, I forgot I did this. I added the new easel from the Artist Studio kit. right? Is that what it's called? I just thought I didn't know what to put in that little space. I already had a bookshelf, so I just added that easel because why not? It's another activity. And then I just added another radiator. I did remember another swatch of that same piece of artwork that was over the fireplace. I added some plants, some more sconces. I don't like making my hallways super busy. I don't want them filled with activities and stuff like that. So this was nice. And then the kids' room is nuts. There's stuff everywhere, as per usual with my kids' rooms. But I really did enjoy this one. I was thinking that one of these child sims is really into like fairies and mystical creatures, and they have more of a creative side, whereas the other sim was really into like video games and stuff like that. I don't go too nuts with activities per se that reflect those interests because they are just kids. But perhaps that's something that you can entertain if you have a family in mind. I just wanted to kind of add some more custom decorations in that way, some more personalized decorations. And I added these little floating things from my school years because there's like this nice pale green swatch which matched the swatch of the comforter on these beds. And I loved it. I was like, all right, this is cool. It also made it a little bit more like a kid's room. I noticed that for this particular build, I was going just very like on brand, very aesthetic of I'm using the horse ranch things and all of the rooms are going to look like they fit into this home. But then I had to kind of snap myself out of it, which I typically do because kids' rooms, they should be a reflection of those kids, right? And their interests, and just they should be fun and vibrant and maybe a little messy and disorganized. I just think they should be a very nice, cozy space for kiddos to have all their things, right? And express themselves, express their interests is what I was trying to say. So I do have the bookshelf over there. I've got some little string starlights. We have these little cube things where I just add, some kids clutter. We've got a little marbles jar, and I think I add a bunch of like stuffed animals from random packs, like this penguin from Love Struck, oddly enough. And I think, oh my gosh, I used... It's so small. I shouldn't get so excited about it, but it's a really cute item. We have a new little stuffy from the Storybook Nursery kit, and I used the sloth swatch because it was adorable, and I put it at the end of one of the kids' beds because I thought that was kind of a cute idea. It doesn't block your Sims from being able to get into the bed and sleep, which is wonderful. There it is right there, the little sloth with a bow. It's so silly, but I love it. It's very, very cute. I love getting little items like that because they can have a big impact on a space depending on kind of how you build or how you look at things. But to me, it made a big impact, so I was excited. Now, I do add the creativity table. I think I do keep it, but I don't keep it there. I struggled so much with how to lay out this room. I thought that was also another cute idea. I grabbed the little tooth fairy, and I made it look like it was sitting on that little peg. Do you see what I mean? I thought it was really cute. I don't know. I was proud. Little things like that make me proud. I'm like, yeah, I thought of that. That's neat. But I end up putting an armchair here. Got the creativity table. I do keep the little Bigfoot stuffy. And that's pretty much it for their room. And then we go and work on more of the landscaping outside because I wanted to add some more grass details, make things look a little bit more realistic. And I did build that little one-horse stable thing off camera as well. I had to make sure that I liked how it was going to look as kind of a standalone structure. Got the water trough, the little hay feeder, and then I add, I think, a swing set for the kiddos. I think there's a grill, a picnic table, and a couple of gardening plots. I didn't add a ton of activities out here. I didn't want it to look too cluttered. Oh, and a chicken coop. I added a chicken coop kind of behind that big old tree in the backyard as well. So that was nice. So you've got chickens, you've got a horse, you have a swing set for the kids, you have some gardening plots so you can be outside, you can grill and kind of like have a picnic and stuff outside. Oh, that's what I should have added. Maybe the picnic blanket from Love Struck. That's so funny because I actually took the bear rug from Love Struck and I put it up in the attic space. That's actually really funny. So I did think about the blanket, but I added one upstairs where it basically is useless. I just thought it was kind of a silly item to have up in your attic, like their style has changed. You know what I mean? Now this is where we decorate that attic. I was going to try to make it a teen room and I just didn't like how it was coming out. Again, I was going very on brand with the horse ranch stuff and I was like, no, I don't like it. Let's change it up. And then I remembered we got that new wallpaper with the Artist Studio kit. It's a really good kit, actually. I mean, if you like kits, if you like that kind of stuff, it's really nice. But this, it's like an unfinished wall. And even when I looked at these kits on stream with everybody, I was like, wait, you could make it like an unfinished room. And you could be pretending that it's getting worked on, that you're going to be painting it and fixing it up. So I did that up here. I thought that was kind of a nice idea. And the one real functional item is that attic storage box from Seasons. So you could go ahead and decorate, because of course you'd have that in storage, right? You're like Halloween and Christmas decorations and stuff. And I also added some of these sticker storage boxes from Eco Lifestyle. I did add that old bed as well. Maybe it's just something they have in case they need it, as well as some old like baby stuff, because their kids are kids now, not little babies or toddlers. So I thought that was kind of a nice touch. But anyway, this is pretty much the end of the build. So I hope you all enjoyed this one. I cannot wait to hear your thoughts, and I will catch you next time I post a video, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.
What I do when I'm out, so try not to hold me down. Feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at these beautiful stars. I wanna drive a faster car. Nothing can break me, no, nothing can break me. Try not to hold me down. Feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at these beautiful stars. I wanna take a trip to Mars. Nothing can break me, no, nothing can break me. Look at these beautiful stars. I wanna drive a faster car. Lay my troubles to rest. Blow the smoke through my cigarette. City lights looking fine, and I know this is my time now. I'm gonna be myself, or I could be someone else. No one's stopping me now. I'm gonna skip my breaks, I'm gonna make mistakes. I just wanna feel alive. It's just what I do when I'm out, so